Hello, everyone, and welcome to RPG Limit Break, where we will be bringing you a round one matchup from the summer 2020 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament. The summer tournament will use our standard racing flags, although there are some differences from last year's summer tournament flags, which include Scared Metal Slime's flag is on now, so they always have a chance to run away. Repel can be used in dungeons this time around, and torches and fairy water have been made so that they can be used in battle. Additionally, new to the version 2.2 of the randomizer, we're using Alpha 468 for this tournament. The major new feature here is that Erdrick's armor can now be in a chest, and the three search spots can now have any one of 7 unique items, so mixing things up quite a bit more. This is round one. The tournament will be completed in a double elimination format this time around, and for round one here, we have the number 26 seed Jman1865 versus the number 39 seed Ursinedasyure. Seeding was based on SRL rankings, and but this is an interesting one for round one because both are very seasoned, experienced runners, and the winner will get to face off against Smashy, number 7 seed, who had a first round bye. J-Man, well, besides Dragon Warrior Randomizer, sometimes he plays Overwatch, enjoys using his 3D printer, and still owns his original Atari 2600. And Ursine enjoys a broad range of video games and is a proud mom to an energetic toddler. Special thanks tonight to Restreamer CD Improv and tracker Smashy. And joining me tonight is my co-commentator Osmati Games. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? I am excited for what looks to be a very close race with 2 close seeds.
Yeah, I know sometimes in round one we're going to have some races where there's a few very new runners, so it'll be a little bit lopsided in terms of who is favored to win. But in this one, it's pretty much a toss-up. They're both quite experienced and have plenty of races under their belt. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun one.
I also have it on good authority that Ursine just made brownies, and I want some.
Oh, that is an excellent snack for Dragon Warrior Randomizer Racing. I concur. And let's see, the capital J there on the left, I believe indicates strength HP. I'll leave it to our tracker to post in chat, perhaps, what is the capital SIX on the right. We'll see what sort of build that is. And what about these opening stats, Osmati?
That looks very exciting. I hope they get like a spell just as a taunt. 0 MP for 5 levels and hurt more is hilarious.
I think if they had a spell, they would be lit up there. So it looks like they won't be starting with a spell, but they do have enough strength to fight, upwards, maybe like up to a magician right out of the gate. So HP is a little low though, so maybe they want to stick with slimes and drakies and ghosts. And if any of those have special abilities, well, it could be a little nasty. But yeah, 13 strength is a pretty decent start. And no magic starting off at all, so we'll see how that
we're
tracks
about to
as we
start.
go. Very good. Let's see what we have in the throne room.
What happened?
Ooh, possibly not wanting to give away her
I think she started on the wrong message feed.
Ah, that could be.
Oops.
Very interesting. So, J-Man taking a good look at his stats, and we'll get the news about his spells. He's got some gold, but he doesn't have enough gold to potentially buy a hand axe, electing not to necessarily restart right now after seeing his strength score.
Oh, I see some swamp. I see swamp.
There's actually an extra key in the throne room as well, and gold. So what you can do in this situation is you can go straight over to the key shop in the Tentacle Castle and buy more keys. That's a very common way to start things off. If you didn't want to do that, you could try and risk, looking for a town and using that gold for some early weaponry,
Oh.
but J-Man's going to just open the
He
treasury
went
actually
straight
without
there.
buying more keys. Is that right? Did I see that
Yep,
right?
he went right to the treasure room. So unless there's a key down there, he might be in trouble.
Oh, we have the silver harp, among other things.
More money. Lots more money.
He's going to print some money. Okay.
Double money.
And what was the first chest? What did we get there?
I did not see it.
We'll get another chance as soon as Ursine makes her way over, but it looks like she might check the basement, but I'm not sure. Double take. And she has a very interesting sprite choice here. Believe that is the dog from Dragon Warrior 4, although I could be corrected.
Looks like Swamp Cave North. I think.
Yeah, if she bonked north. Okay.
Is it a grave? Yeah, it's a grave, you're right. Thank you, chat.
So it'll be interesting to see how far J-Man goes with this, especially with Swamp being directly outside, and I don't think they've actually seen what's outside, if they can even leave the swamp area. So sometimes you can print a lot of money in this situation, and then you're just almost certainly going to die straight away if you can't make it out of the swamp. So
Ursine can print some torches.
Okay, so there's torches. Up nearby, then all this money will be very useful. But time will tell. We haven't seen what's outside in this swamp yet.
They only got 12 hit points. That is a scant 6 steps before death.
And by the way, that swamp that we see outside, that just means that one of the tiles adjacent to the castle is swamp. It isn't necessarily in a swamp, so it's a total mystery right now. And this is a tremendous amount of gold that J-Man's going right past 33,000. He's just getting more gold.
He
wants more.
All right, we're finally gonna. Nope. I thought we were going outside.
Definitely save this gold just in case, you want to take a few runs out into different directions in the overworld looking for a town. And Ursine's going to make another...
Bring those torches into the grave.
Okay, cool. Lots of torches. One of them can be used to light up the way.
There is a
She's going to make a beeline for the 3 chests. Almost made it to the chest. Unfortunately, Demon Knight will be very difficult. But let's see what's in the shop.
Big payoff.
Oh, it's the flame sword. Totally works out perfectly for J-Man. There's some defensive equipment as well, but the flame sword is the huge get here. You can start taking down enemies. You could get 4 or 5 levels here very, very quickly now.
Yeah, that's a ton of attack power. Looks like you got some half plate.
Unfortunately, Ursine, the way she played it, does not have that much gold to work with. Has enough for the club and the small shield. If she can think of it, she would probably be better suited to actually reset her game now and completely start over. Although a lot of players, it's just not something that you really think of or you want to do. You feel like you're 4.5 minutes in, you don't want to reset.
Definitely, I would peek at those chests in Garenham first, because if the sword's right there.
Yeah, if you can get there, that's true. That would be a very good piece of information. I agree.
Well, she's got the keys, and J-Man doesn't, because he used his only key.
Yeah, that we'll have to see how long it takes him to find more keys now, because again, this is Garenham, and so he can't get into this back door, whereas Ursine could definitely peek in there, like you said, and just open up those 3 free chests right in the backside of this town. Donning the scale for 2 defensive points. But look at how fast J-Man is going to dispatch with these enemies here, and here's a quick level 2.
Melt those ghosts.
So yeah, good call on at least checking these chests, but yeah, if we have... Right now, we didn't have much that was useful. I think the best way to go is really to try and get that flame sword right away, but there's one more chance at it here. Let's see if Erdrick's sword is in the back.
Oh, it's the sword! Oh no!
Who needs money? Let's just go get a free sword.
Great.
Okay, the race is on, guys. This is heating up now. And Ursine definitely has the advantage now because she still has keys.
Yeah, that's real. Well, very interesting first 5 minutes.
Wow, that's
What
amazing. And
spell?
we've already seen a whole bunch of chests in the first few minutes of the game. You know, between the treasury and now the back of Yarnham and the Stones Cave. So that's some pretty quick exploration. Now it might be time to settle into these first couple of zones. Like the wolf there is a fantastic enemy that J-Man dispatched pretty easily with the flame sword. And Ursine's going to be right behind now. Dual level ups here. We're going to
Heal
see
more.
fall quickly.
Interesting find early. With your massive 9 MP and ability to cast it once.
So the wolf has the smaller breath for 21 damage. Actually, was enough to take out J-Man in that situation because he hadn't. I don't know if maybe he didn't have the MP to heal, so he is a little low on HP going into that battle. Now he has a whole 9 MP to work with, so you could cast heal more one time right now.
Yeah, that was, I believe, the first time he saw that breath, so it was probably unexpected. You really beat that ghost up, huh?
And Ursine, if she can get 7 more experience before dying here, she'll get the heal more and the MP to work with for the next foray into the overworld. So inching her way closer, and with this pile of ghosts, is going to get level 4, while J-Man now gets level 5. So things are happening quickly, and you see them both starting to branch out a little bit, wanting to get that exploration underway, because the name of the game now is to find all those quest items so that you can turn them all into the necessary old men who will give you access to the final dungeon, Sherlock Castle, where the Dragon Lord awaits in order to beat the game. And so there's a balance between getting this experience, and when you're strong enough, you want to start getting out there into the world to try and find those quest items.
Yeah, there's a big swamp border over there to the northeast. That might be tough to walk through for quite a while because their HP is low and they've only got that 1 heal more.
All right, Ursine finally takes a death. She'll have the small amount of MP and that sort of thing to work with.
She's picking up some extra gold. I think she's going to go buy a half plate also.
Yeah, okay, that would make sense. It would enable you to defense break some of these early monsters, actually, some of the warlock type monsters that we're running into. So that could be a nice play there. Just a quick 1,000 gold for the half plate. There's also a large shield available here. Not sure if she already upgraded to that. I think she'll be able to with the rebate. Nope.
No, not quite.
There's actually gold right in the back of it. She maybe not wanting to spend one more key. Okay, well,
We got our
always
first
grab
cave.
that later. There's plenty of time to get the large shield. So what's this cave here?
That looks like mountain. No, maybe tablet?
Oh, she's got 6 torches to work with. Not learning the radiant spell just yet, so we'll use a torch.
Mountain.
It's the mountain cave. 5 more chests available without keys being required. So J-Man with no keys can still get access here to plenty of chests. They're both in there at the same time.
We got a big mountain duel. We got Druid Lords for some good XP too, assuming they don't have any nastiness.
Yeah, Erdrick's sword just crushing enemies like this right now. It's just a beautiful thing when you're on these early levels. That's a nice jump. 19 power, straight to level 5. I saw some wings, I believe, in the second chest. So we're making our way over. Oh, gonna go for the Demon Knight as J-Man. Bold move. Demon Knight hitting pretty hard. Oh, and was just probably a little short of getting enough damage to the Demon Knight. All enemies can have a little bit of a range of HP where they can have as low as 75% of their max to start the battle. So I think sometimes he could have gotten him there, but it just, that particular time, it wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, and I don't know what their agility... Oh, I do know what their agility is. So running might not have been an easy option.
All right. Oh, it was the fighter's ring, actually. So not sure where I saw the wings, but there was a fighter's ring in that chest.
Surely what we needed right now was more attack power.
Yeah, for such a low level, the strength score is progressing very nicely. Oh, the fighter's ring was on the upper floor. Excuse me. So this was the wings that we saw.
Right.
And then, yeah, so both runners have gotten quite a bit done now. So we have the grave, at least. Well, she didn't actually make it to those chests yet, did she? But probably the next time they die, they should think about going right into the basement and checking out the grave. And then, most of your exploration is basically done. It's incredible.
There is a key, so it looks like J-Man's gonna get the bad news with the sword pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big a deal that he missed out on the sword for this time, since he did have the flame sword to work him with. But
well, it's more that he spent all that time gold grinding for essentially
right.
plate.
Right. And a cursed belt, of course, means that one of the search spots will have an item. And that's kind of new in this version that we're using for the tournament, is that search spots now could have any of the quest items, which is the Silver Harp, the Stones of Sunlight, or the Erdrick's Token. And it could also house Erdrick's Armor or Erdrick's Sword. And also the Death Necklace or the Fairy Flute.
We got our first shrine.
Oh, always nice to get this one out of the way early so you don't have to come back for it, or when you find the Rainbow Drop Cave later and you don't have the staff yet. That's always fun. But yep, gets it out of the way, so upgrades the harp to the staff and is venturing out into the world.
Needless swamp walk there for 8 damage.
And yeah, and they don't have a whole lot of MP to work with in terms of healing yet, so gotta be a little cautious.
Taunting the map.
But she's actually defense breaking this Druid Lord with just that half plate and the large shield, so that early equipment paying off with some of these middle-sized enemies already.
And after all that, they're dead even in experience now.
So I want to say I just saw a torch and some gold. Not sure about the first chest in the grave there, but nothing earth-shattering. But what is interesting is J-Man has already full cleared Mountain Cave and now is going to be able to potentially completely clear the grave all in the first 15 minutes or so of the race.
Molder for more keys.
Yeah,
and
comes
the armor.
at a nice time in terms of replenishing resources as well. Can use that in. There's also one chest available here. Whew.
Delicious armor.
Erdrick's Armor is available in Rimuldar. Erdrick's Sword and Erdrick's Armor in the first 15 minutes of the game for Ursinedasyure. Gonna check to see if there's a silver shield in this shot, and that's the only additional equipment that she'll ever need. And there is one available, and there's already 2 dungeons that she can go and take a death warp in at her leisure. I think she actually hasn't cleared the grave yet, so next time she takes a death, you could go there, do the grave, and then do your grind, come back for the silver shield. So things lining up really nicely in terms of routing for Ursine.
Yeah, it's not particularly a bad walk over to Rimuldar either. So low danger carrying all that money in your pockets.
Ursine also has meanwhile taken the slim experience point lead after being a level or 2 behind in the early going. And J-Man's decided that he wants another level before venturing out. Not sure if he had some difficult encounters, but yeah, he's just wants to get, it's only another 20 or 21 more experience anyways to get level 7. A couple of quick kills in these secondary zones will do it nicely. And maybe he'll have an opportunity now to pop back into Garenham and actually look in the back for the sword. Did he actually bring more keys yet, or does he still just have the 1 key?
He did go and buy keys, so he
Okay.
should be able to go there as soon as he remembers.
He just wants to get this level out of the way, and then potentially use the item while he's passing through.
That's an okay level.
Yep, so far we have Outside, Return, Repel, and Heal More. It's nice to have that Repel spell when you're quite a bit stronger than your defense. If your attack power is quite a bit higher than your defense, as it is in this situation, you should definitely consider using Repel. But
Knights by the Star Wyvern.
locked in front. It's a little bit tough to run from the Star Wyvern. They do have agility in the 40s. It's probably approximately a coin flip to run from that guy right now, but not so lucky in this situation. And J-Man has made his way into the back and is going to be excited to see the big stick.
Swoosh. And looks like we got restock on keys for Ursine.
Yeah, because this is the perfect chance for her to now go into the basement and clear the grave out, because she didn't do that before. And in doing so, she can set up that death warp to set up her gold grind for the silver shield, as she already knows where it is now. J-Man doesn't have that knowledge just yet.
All in all, though, if he goes over and finds Rimuldar right now, we're pretty much dead even in terms of everything.
Yeah,
Very
it'll
close.
be interesting too if he sees the silver shield. Now he's already cleared out both dungeons. So what do you do in that case? Because there's no more, useful gold grinds unless you revisit a dungeon that you've already cleared. Here's Breckenary, and we're gonna check out the shop over here as well. It's magic armor, of course.
They're low enough that
Hendrick's armor yet, so he'll probably make a note of the magic armor available there.
yeah, I think they're low enough now that running in to just die for a gold grind wouldn't take too much time. But it is
135 for the green dragon. Huge kill for Ursine, has vaulted into the lead here.
Very nice.
The green dragon will get a level up here. And the torch and the money. And what was this first chest? It is the cursed belt. Is that 2 cursed belts now we've seen?
That's 2.
Yeah. So we're going to start wanting to find some search spots eventually.
Well,
there's a good chance that the stones or the token will be
J-Man doing a quick check of the Spark Over Bridge right there, which good job.
Very important. Very important. Unfortunately, the Overworld item was not located there this time. But yeah, the 3 search spots that they're going to want to seek out soon now that the dungeons have been cleared include the free one in the town of Cole, the town of Cantlin behind a door. They do have keys, so it's not a problem. You can open up a door, talk to an old man to get coordinates to search out the Overworld location search spot. And there's also a guardian blocking a search spot in the town of Hawksness.
Uh-oh.
There's also a red dragon on our screen. And with 42 agility, you are a very large underdog to ever run away from a red dragon. It's possible, but unlikely.
So the question's going to be is, does she go back in there? Because if I recall, there wasn't anything at the bottom.
Ooh, and J-Man still had quite a bit of gold left over from his early grind, so he'll upgrade to a full plate here. Getting some beefy defensive equipment himself. Fairly close defensively now to what Ursine's sporting. And just going to check all the shops just to see. I guess maybe he hasn't located a silver shield anywhere yet. And we're going to see some coordinates.
What have we got? Not many MP to walk over there. That's what.
Yeah, and not a lot of HP either. So actually, I'm not sure if he's going to make it unless he has some herbs.
I think it's herb time.
You can cast this. All right, well, he does have some herbs. I think he could have made it anyways, just barely.
That
but here we go.
Is very countable.
13 north and 10 east. You might want to just walk on this tile and take a death and check that out right now. I don't think you're getting out of here with 3 herbs anyway. So...
He casts Return!
Okay. On 6 HP, we're going to attempt... Well, you can always go and talk to this old man here to get refilled. I think there probably was maybe a faster way to get this done, but...
I think that's a modest time loss of like 5 seconds. We got the gold grind going on over here for that silver shield you're talking
about. Knows where that shield is, so just quick 14,800 and just march right back over to Rimuldar, and she is done with equipment for the rest of the game. Can just get on with worrying about collecting those quest items as soon as possible.
This has been a very interesting seed for experience. There's been big swaths of just nothing going on because of gold grinds and explorations and everything.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny, like all of a sudden you blink and 20 minutes went by and they're still only on level 7, but It does feel like a lot has happened, though. I mean, Ursine has already found the staff cave, traded in for the staff. So I feel like she's a bit ahead on exploration, um, and has a slight lead with experience as well. Making her way over towards Rimuldar now. Trying not to run into any more of those red dragons, who we love to call the fun police.
The meanie
Exactly that
red
reason.
dragons.
All right, gonna go with heal more to try and continue attacking the knight with the Urdrick sword. Ursine with the
Very
bold
nice.
move, and this will be level 8 if she gets it, and down he goes. So what will we get for this level? Not
Not
much.
much.
But another level. It's another level, so
I feel like a
bypassing some
huge
caves.
factor is going to be who gets hurt more first here.
Yeah, it's always good to have the experienced lead while you're going through, because when that happens, things just explode. But no hurt more, yeah, but I feel like they don't really need it. Like, they're fighting almost everything already. Ursine decides to run from the Demon Knight this time. Jman not quite successful against the Axe Knight. I think one of the issues right now is the low HP. So they
Yep.
have heal more, but if you run into something like an Axe Knight that's doing 20 or 25 damage and you only have 38 hit points, it's a little bit tough to continue the battle. So if they ever get a level where they just get like 20 or 30 more HP, they'll be really rolling.
All the heal mores in the world don't save you if you die in one shot.
Oh, one step away, but it's just a wolf. No problem for Ursine, so she's going to make it over to Rimuldar here for the shield. So
Different town
rocking
over to the west.
the best possible equipment in the game already, 22 and a half minutes in. Ursinedasyure. So this is an additional 10 defense points on top of what you get with the large shield, which allows you to defense break some more enemies, meaning that they won't hardly do any damage against you. It helps you repel more enemies. If you want to go that route, they do have repel right now. So, yeah. And Hawksness here for J-Man. Here's one of those search spots we were talking about. Let's see what's guarding it.
We get a golem. We have no flute with which to put him to sleep.
This is one of the few enemies that you really don't want to see for a while. Even when you get hurt more, it's no good against the golem. So one of the major things that you need is what I came back to earlier, is you need a lot more hit points if you want to fight a golem, like a lot more. So you're going to have to make a note of that for later. And it's quite possible that the Urdrick's token is hiding out behind that guardian. So
Yeah, I mean, we know it's not the sword or the shield, so it's not necessary to progress quicker through the seed, but you're going to probably need to go there before we're done.
Yep. Haven't seen the death necklace or the flute yet, so it could be one of those items. It could still technically be nothing. There's only been 2 cursed belts found, so only 2 of the 3 search spots are guaranteed to have anything. We know that there were coordinates. Is that where the Stones of Sunlight were buried? Was that at the Overworld spot?
Yes. I think.
Yeah, because he had some pretty easy coordinates to track down there, and he's got the stones now. But yeah, one of the other 2 search spots will have something.
He's going back in.
Yeah, it's possible he just likes the zone of the monsters that's in here. I don't know if we saw maybe some Druid Lords in here. Looked like he was trying to do a little grind. There's some desert tiles in here. I'm seeing a lot of weak enemies, but I think there was something. Okay,
the green dragons, yes.
Yeah, they're worth 135 each, and they do cast Stop Spell.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice grind spot.
And Ursine was able to take one down earlier as well, and she's in Hawksness fighting a green dragon at the same time. And so while J-Man works on getting level 8, I think she's about to get level 9. Oh, it has hurt more. Low percentage hurt more. Surprise from the green dragon.
Well, lucky for Ursine, she's already got the armor, so that hurt more is reduced.
Yeah, may have saved her there. And here's level 9, which will gain 2 more power and lots of agility. And there's some hit points as well. Decent level up. Stop
Yeah,
spell
that's stop
acquired as
spell.
well if you want to use it against green dragons for any reason. If the golem happens to be a spellcaster, that could be a thing. We don't know much about the golem yet, and we're not going to look it up until later, but Ursine's going back in to check it out, see what's there anyways.
Yeah, no chance to win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, again, unless you throw in a stop spell and it just happens to always cast spells. But yeah, it's going to hit you for like 40 damage here. 28, I think, was a low roll, so.
Oh, it does have a hurt.
Okay, well, here you go. So now I would cast Heal More right away and hope that it continues with the hurt. So, yeah, that's why you never know. Well, she's going to gamble that it's going to be happy with the hurt. Maybe it was only 25 or 50% to cast hurt, so we'll find that out later. For now, thou art dead, and get a lecture from the king. Not
nice
sure if she'll go
orb.
straight back there or maybe just explore in a different direction for now.
It looks like J-Man's going to find Rimuldar pretty soon. He's headed that direction.
Yeah, so all of this early exploration where everything was pretty close, there's actually not that much left in terms of, places to find things. It's, the castle has been cleared out. They've looked in the back of Garenham. There was the chest in Rimuldar. We saw the Stones Cave. We saw both dungeons. There is the Tablet Cave still out there somewhere. Not sure if that's where Ursine is.
It's right here.
It is. So this is actually the last treasure chest remaining. And so the only thing left after this would be the 2 search spots.
Very true.
Finding the token. So it's possible that the token is here. And the flute or the necklace could be at that spot. So making her way around the last bend here for the 1 chest in the free cave.
Oh.
It's the flute in this chest.
That makes the golem even just a teeny bit more beautiful, but still probably not.
For the golem now, yeah. And here's the staff upgrade finally for J-Man. So they've done things in a slightly different order. Red Dragon is no joke right now, so just gonna send her a sign home real quick. But she was able to get in and out of that cave for the flute and the knowledge. That I think she's the one now that's cleared every chest in the game. Did she make it to Deep Grave?
I don't think she did, because that red dragon stopped her.
Okay. If that's the case, that can always linger in the back of your mind. Am I going to have to go back and dive that?
She's going right for Hawksness.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Getting that flute and knowing that the golem has cast hurt once in a while. You can put it to sleep and heal more in between. Yeah, totally beatable now. Erdrick's Sword, she's doing 20 or 30 damage per hit. It takes 5 or 6 hits here.
So neither of them have made it to the bottom of grave yet, actually.
Okay, so there's still a couple of chests down there that we're going to have to learn if maybe the token's down there. But for now, we're going to go flute strats. The golem is worth 255 experience, which would be quite a boon at this stage.
Golems also have stop spell.
Okay. So, well, she should be putting it to sleep with the flute right now anyways. I don't think I would be continuing to just swing, because it can hit pretty hard. But wow, it is continuing to cast spells. I would be using the flute. You can do all this attacking when it's asleep.
This is a tense fight, but I think she's got it.
Okay, gonna go ahead. She was in kind of a in-between HP level here with 36, so now just taking her time casting the flute and maybe gonna use an herb or healing here. I'm not so sure I would keep myself at 36, but no matter. We're gonna see what's in the spot. It is the Death Necklace, and what's funny is you could continue to search this spot for a quick gold grind if you had any reason for any more money. Of course, she has all the equipment she'll ever need, so...
yeah, you could buy some herbs or a nice wings.
Yeah. And she's going straight back to the grind here since, there's not much left for her to go out looking for. It's 255 each. One more would give her yet another level, so...
Yeah, nice, that's a lot of experience for right now in the seed.
So we're half an hour in, and we need to locate the Rainbow Drop Cave out there somewhere in order to turn all the quest items in. Not sure if did we catch a peek of Sherlock anywhere?
I have not
may have
seen the
seen it, but
Sherlock.
I may be just mixing up my seeds at this point. But so you're gonna have to actually locate the final dungeon in order to go into the final dungeon at the end. So they'll be looking around for that. But yeah, most of the chests have been explored. At some point, they need to consider going deep grave for the final item. I suppose if Ursine takes a death warp out of this grind, that might be her next thing. Maybe go refill keys real quick and just go right back into the basement. Go do the deep grave while she's back at the castle.
Well, this will be level 10.
Okay, well, yeah, successful with that golem. So 8 more power. So strength is progressing pretty decently. 66 strength to level 10 is reasonable. Picks up the sleep spell in case they run into any stone men in the wild. Agility is very high. It was actually kind of on the low side for a while, but we have a green stat, which means reasonable to be fighting the Dragon Lord with 84 agility. So that's a pretty good boost there. Everything else still needs a little bit of attention. Strength is going to need to improve. Hit points have been on the low side throughout the seed. I think that's one of the reasons why they're struggling with some of these stronger monsters.
Yeah, they're probably going to need more than, 6 heal mores at 8 MP apiece to finish off the Dragon Lord.
You never know, but yeah, usually you need more magic than that. And a couple of caves over here for Jman. I think we've seen these already. But Ursine has seen a bit more than Jman at this point. She's already seen that tablet cave.
Yeah. She still hasn't found Cantlin.
Right.
And
yeah, she'll need
very
Cantlin
easy
in order to get the coordinates, right? Yeah, so they've diverged a little bit in their travels.
Oh, but she found the Spark Over Bridge.
So
Well,
she's en
it's
route now,
semi-Spark
right?
Over.
It's a little bit more north to Cantlin, I think.
Yep.
And right now, seemingly invincible until they run into those red dragons that they have been finding here and there. Now, blue dragon, we haven't seen one of these yet, have we? So right now, look at how
have
little
not.
damage it's doing with all that defensive equipment, though. That's fantastic.
Yeah, this could be another good grindable enemy.
Doesn't seem to have any abilities just yet, so... And, yeah, 64 hit points, more than enough, because all this, between the Silver Shield and the Erdrick's armor, just kind of numbing the effects of the bite from the blue dragon. Just not much damage. It does have that heal spell. She's going to attempt to just hit right through the heal. We also do have stop spell in our arsenal right now, but no. 180 experience. Ursine with a nice battle there.
Oh, and then a red. Oh, but she gets away.
Yeah, all that agility that they gained in the last couple of levels. They're almost a coin flip to run from a red dragon all of a sudden.
That's huge.
So she ran into one, she only had 42 agility, which makes it almost impossible to run away. Now all of a sudden it's like, yeah.
Now we're going to see Cole. And Cole is empty.
Okay, so Hawksness will have something. It will have either... Oh, and we know that the flute was it. Yeah, so Hawksness must have the token based on what we know. The Deep Grave will not be required.
Nope.
So, because we've seen 2 cursed belts and we have 1 empty spot, and we've already... between the 2 runners, we know where the Death Necklace and the Flute were picked up.
Oh, there's our Sherlock, too. Not
but
accessible.
Is it accessible? Well, you might need to go through Swamp Cave for that.
Yeah, Hawksness had the Death Necklace. So...
Ooh, and Ursine's about to get the coordinates, so she'll be able to catch up on items in short order here. I think logic is that the token has to be in Hawksness, although I could easily be corrected by somebody. I don't know. I think we have all the information that we need to be able to skip Grave and go straight for Hawksness. Or straight for, I'm sorry, wait a minute.
Hawksness still has the Death Necklace.
Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, we saw her. Which spot was it? Oh, wait. No, it was all... She's gotten all the spots. Okay. My bad.
The token was a red herring.
Yeah, it has to be in Deep Grave then, based on both runners. Now, I don't think they both have all that information.
Not just yet, because Ursine has not found Cole, and Jman has not beaten that golem. I don't think.
Right, and he hasn't gone through Tablet Cave either for the
Also
flute.
true.
Seems to be just kind of hanging out in the forest here, looking for some certain enemies. I don't know if they're green dragons here. It's doing a bit of a grind right next to a town. Maybe he wants to use up some MP before staying in the inn here. It's a Star Wyvern available. They're worth 105 experience, so he has taken over the experience lead because he has stopped a couple of times to do these little grinds. And Ursine, I feel like, has a bit of an exploration edge at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be how quickly. Well, I mean, they're not really ready to go into Sherlock, anyways. But the better grind might be pretty crucial. I bet golems are gonna be it.
Yeah, that was as turned around as I've been in a while, Joyzel. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I thought there was still a search spot that we hadn't seen yet. But between the two runners, we had seen them all. It's just that each one still needed, to search other ones. But yeah, we have the information. We know where that token's hiding. So Demon Knight now should be no problem. They are pretty dodgy, but wow, look at this. Defense breaking. Demon Knights and then some. Ursine's actually defense breaking all the way up past Green Dragons at this point, so battles are just no longer a problem. Hurt more just was never a thing in this seed. You could just look at this Green Dragon's not going to do hardly any damage if it ever gets an attack in.
Now, Hurtmore is mostly for speeding up the grind, and it looks like we found it. J-Man has Hurtmore now at level 11.
Still getting taken down by red dragons. They are no joke.
Yep.
And still just 65 hit points is part of the problem with if once you get to like 80 or 90 hit points, then you don't have to worry so much about red dragons because you have heal more. You can just heal yourself up in between, but they hit so hard that 65 hit points just isn't good enough. So they're still kind of lacking in that critical stat. And we're going to need that to get up significantly in order to entertain any notions of Dragon Lord fighting. J-Man is going deep grave though, so he's en route towards the token if he can survive the trip.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna be our first finder of the token, assuming the red dragons don't end his journey abruptly. Which they might.
Other red dragon on the overworld for Ursine gets away from that one, wins the coin flip. I think she's seen this particular peninsula before, so we're starting to get into that mode of, most of the map's been covered, and so where do I have to go? Not sure if she's maybe looking for Swamp Cave to check out, try and go through to the other side.
So J-Man's opted not to cast Repel here, and maybe we're gonna find Sherlock. Nope.
I thought she had found Cole for a second, but it was Breckenary. And J-Man is on the lower levels now. So will it be this chest, or will we have to go all the way down?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Gets away first try. That's how you do it.
It's a dragon scale. That's not the token. So it's going to be the very last chest in the grave. Down we go.
Yep, and nothing particularly useful in Sherlock in this particular seed. With the new flag sets, it's even more likely that something will be in there, since the armor can now actually be in Sherlock Castle, among other things. So the sword could be in there, the armor, the death necklace, but in this one, they're gonna find everything before entering the castle. Even the fighter's ring's been located.
Another scary red.
J-Man's still going. Almost at the bottom now. Here it is.
Oh, uh-oh.
One step away. It's incredible.
Oh,
and
no.
blocked. Oh, it's a low roll, though.
Do it.
Could potentially survive the next hit.
Oh,
but it gets exact damage. Oh, it's so brutal. Large shield instead of silver shield made the difference there. Silver shield, he survives that hit. Wow, that's how close it was.
Well. And
back
now they're
into
both going in at the same time.
yeah, that was pretty costly for J-Man in terms of time. So it looks like, Ursine's going to get there at the same time now. Very interesting. And the experience race is very close as well. This race is heating up, guys.
Yeah, this is really, really tight.
This is tight now. If they both get the token at about the same time, they're both basically in grind and go. I don't know if either of them have seen the Rainbow Drop Cave yet. So that could be the critical thing, and finding actual access to Sherlock is another thing.
So, the question here is whether J-Man decides to go for the Silver Shield grind at this point. I think he doesn't. It's so late.
Did he even see it in the Rimeldar shop? I don't know if he checked that shop.
That's a good point. He might not have.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like he's probably not going to go for it. Like you said, you're late into the seed. You're able to fight most things. You're getting ready to do your end game grind, and I'm not sure if we've seen the spike in the swamp cave.
Oh no, another red dragon.
Oh, gets away second try this time. Okay.
Oh no, next to the chest again. Don't do it.
Don't step on that square. Go around.
The third spike.
All right, so token in hand for J-Man, just casting outside, like you said, not bothering to set up. Well, wait, he's going to make the walk around now. Maybe he just figured, well, maybe I will do a gold grind.
Does that...
Yeah, it does work. It's just, you could have also taken a death. But yeah, this will be good. You do have to step up into the throne room, though.
Yeah, this is not the way.
You can manually walk up into the throne room and do this, but he has not done that yet.
He did go to the throne room because he died. He's actually okay.
No. But this one will still be triggered because there were 5 in the bottom and he just opened 3. So yeah, he's all set with this last one. So there were 2 gold chests in the treasury, and he is about to print about 15 grand. And we're assuming that he knows where it is. I didn't notice him checking that shop, but I think maybe he also saw one in Cantlin, possibly. So we'll see where he ends up going. Ursine is also having her red dragon encounters and also is able to get away. And there's the token for Ursine as well. So just about a minute apart with quest items in hand. So the race is on now to locate that Rainbow Drop Cave and find a grind.
Yes, it is. And we've seen the corner of Sherlock. We know generally where it might be.
Yeah, and if you need to grind several more levels, do you go with the Golem? Or, do we even know what's going on with the Swamp Cave Spike Tile yet?
We have not seen Swamp Spike. So I would go for the Golem. And get to 13 or so before I did the big exploration.
Oh, before even looking for the Rainbow Drop Cave?
Yeah, it's not a wide open map. There's one area they haven't really gotten to. So I figure...
The other thing is, they do have the repel spell, and they're repelling an awful lot of enemies. So running around trying to find something right now could be pretty easy if they want to start casting repel. Now, if you're repelling everything, you're not getting experience either, so...
True.
It kind of goes both ways, but yeah, looks like J-Man is out on the hunt here for the final location that he needs. It was funny, we saw Sherlock from the backside too, and I don't know that there was ever a way around all that water.
No, it very well might be on the other side of the swamp cave.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only reason that I would personally go for the golems first is because those red dragons can send you right back home in a hurry, and they're the only thing you're not repelling right now.
Tell you what, pretty much, I think there was one tournament race earlier today, but we're pretty much kicking off the tournament today, and we can't ask for a better race than this. This is going to be close and competitive, and they're both, playing the game quite well. Nice display of skill and talent here for both runners. Go ahead and follow these folks, anybody that's watching. J-Man and Ursine.
Do we have a command for that in the channel?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I'm afraid to post a link. That might get banned.
All right, yeah, so there's some links. Go ahead and follow these guys. enjoy some more randomizer runs from these folks. Ursine checked one cave that she had already been in, and here's Swamp Cave, actually. I wonder if she'll
Oh, we're
go
gonna
ahead
see
and
the
shoot for the
spike?
spike. She had a
Maybe.
whole bunch of torches before, but she's used a lot of them, and now it looks like she might just be going through to the other side.
Yep, she's just gonna explore, it looks like, first. So we will not know what the spike
Yeah,
is.
see, I think J-Man saw the shield here in Cantlin, so getting it done in different ways. Wasn't this shop, but I think it might have been the lower shop.
No, I don't think so.
He came here for that. He's got a whole bunch of money with him. Maybe it's not here?
No.
Okay.
Was it in the secret shop?
I don't remember him actually checking it, but I think we're about to go find out.
Yep.
Because he's carrying a bunch of money. It's like one of the worst feelings. There's red dragons prowling all over the overworld, and you're carrying all this money around, and
Oh, no.
wait, maybe it wasn't here. Oh no, where did I see it? Okay, so that's a bummer. So he's going to cast Return now. He's on limited resources, 22 MP to work with, and just going to go to one of the other towns, hoping to find it. I think he never checked that Rimmaldar shop when he was there.
I think he did miss it. So he's gonna check it now. He's almost there.
Yeah, he's going in the direction of Rimmaldar, so while he's doing all this, Ursine is busy putting stone men to sleep. They're highly susceptible to sleep, and just runs away in this situation. Less than 300 points away from level 12. Finds the backside of Sherlock. There is a bunch of water blocking the way. And another red dragon. They're almost at the point where they can actually just fight these red dragons. It's just that pesky HP stat. If she can just get this next level, if it's like 10 more HP, she could just start chopping through all these red dragons.
Well, as long as they don't have heal more.
Yeah, I guess we don't know. We don't know that yet. Or did we see that?
We have not seen it yet.
Yeah,
but
it's possible.
You never know. I'm always afraid that first time I go for the red dragon.
Yeah, luckily they do have stop spell, but red dragons actually can be very resistant to stop spell. So yeah, we'll wait and see if that's a thing. She's all the way on the west coast of the world now, just still hunting for this cave. I feel like... No, wait, did she ever go through that swamp cave? Is she on second continent? Or...
I thought she went all the way through.
But then saw that Sherlock from the backside again. Maybe it's all one continent?
It's possible.
It's hard to follow the map when you're actually watching both runners, but somehow this one cave has eluded both runners still. It's the old man that gives you the rainbow drop when you turn in all the quest items, and he has camped out way far away from civilization in this particular seed.
See, I bet he's going to be like just east of Sherlock or something, so when you find it, you get all of it at once.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would make sense, because we haven't actually seen over there. That would make sense. Yep.
Picking up a knight for some bonus experience.
Yeah, this will be level 12.
They're still real close. 10 more agility. That's huge for those red dragons.
6 hit points, though. I don't know if you want to be fighting red dragons still with 71 hit points. Oh, it's so close now.
Here it is.
Hey, wow.
It's our jerk.
Actually pretty far out there. Across a bunch of bridges way over on the western portion of the continent here. So she's all done, and how close is she to Swamp Cave now? You might want to check that tile to see if it's any better than fighting golems. Although the golem, as far as golem grinds go, this is a pretty good one, right? Cast stop spell and hurt, I think.
Yeah, with all that extra agility for a little bonus defense. I'd go for it. But they still haven't found a path to Sherlock.
Yeah. Do you get that out of the way first, or do you get some more experience here? She's happy to fight blue dragons right now. There's another 180. And J-Man has just picked up level 12. So, I mean, they're less than a minute apart in terms of experience. And the only exploration advantage Ursine has is she just now turned in the rainbow drop, or to get the rainbow drop. J-Man is... Where is he? It's in a dark place.
He just went through the cave also. But he also did not check the spike. Unless the stone man was the spike. I don't think it was.
Well, Axe Knights have heal, but not a big deal.
Easily
And hurt.
smushable.
Wow. Yeah, so we've had some kind of weak enemies actually from the Sherlock set. Even red dragons, they don't have anything special. They're just biting hard.
Yeah, there's that Sherlock. Inaccessible
Again,
from
she's
two
been
different
here 3 or 4
directions.
times now, just trying to get over there.
If you learn the jump spell, you can get over that river.
Different game.
Whoops.
And they're virtual high five here as J-Man's about to see the back of Sherlock as well. Not sure if he's actually been over here yet or not, but we have seen this area a few times.
They're neck and neck in experience. This is crazy.
This feels like it's about to be a pretty close race. If J-Man finds this rainbow drop cave, which is not that far from here, this
He
race is
should
on.
find it immediately.
It's right south of here. Oh, he's
Yep.
going the wrong way though. Okay, but this is a dead end here, and then he can loop back down as long as he doesn't get sent home here. This is dead end, and then you're going south, and then you go just east into that swamp, and it's over there. Man, they're virtually tied right now, and they're both fighting a green dragon at the same time. This is as close as it gets.
This
Here it
is going
is.
to be a
Here
good
it is.
finish.
Oh, he sees it. Okay, the race is on. So what do? Do you try and find a way into Sherlock before getting to a dedicated grind? Ursine seems to like just fighting these blue dragons. I don't blame her. Very lucrative enemy.
The path there must be from the first continent somehow, unless there's a way out to the south that goes all the way around to the east and north.
Yeah, because they just went
closed.
through Swamp Cave to get here, right? And they still can't get there from here.
Quite right.
So it is a mystery. And it's both.
Yeah, there's nothing down here
so far.
This is a very interesting map.
Luckily, they're not Dragon
be...
Lord eligible yet, because if you were, you'd be really frantic. Like, oh, I just can't find Sherlock. I can't get in. I'm ready to go. But at least right now, like, all these fights are still important. They still need these experience points, so it's not necessarily lost time at this point.
No, and yeah, this is the bottom. This looks like the southwest corner of the map, to be honest.
Yeah, well, west of Rainbow Drop Cave was the western edge. I don't know exactly where Ursine is anymore, but it does seem like kind of southwest. And
yeah. So, yeah, they have to get to the southwest somehow.
Right. Oh, J-Man is going to try the Red Dragon with 71 HP, and if he continues low rolling, the Red Dragon can't really do more than about 38 or 39 damage right now because their defense is so high. So it's not impossible to take one of these down right now with this HP total. It's just you have to be aware of when you might want to double heal. He's out of MP now. He needs like one more hit. It's going to be close.
Level 13, a huge disappointment.
Oh, J-Man gets
3-1-1.
it. So, and almost at level 13 himself. So he's about to throw the wings because he's just totally out of resources. Okay, so back at the castle and trying to find another way to Sherlock from here. So close right now, and Ursine just continues to find all these blue dragons out in the wild. It's just working out really nicely.
Yeah, blue dragons are damage broken. That is crazy. At level 13.
Oh, that is just a juicy grind choice then, especially if this blue dragon is like doubled up in these hills in this zone. So you can like repel everything else and just find blue dragons every, 20 steps. Oh, there's green dragons here too with stop spell. What a good zone this is. I think she's just grinding here.
Yeah.
And
greens have stop spell and hurt more, and that's not that dangerous.
Yeah, and she's not even using hurt more, which is actually a smart move. You want to conserve your MP for when you need to heal. And you're heal walking in between with Erdrick's armor. So like you could stay there all day and just swing your sword. That's fantastic. But she does leave the area, just wants to figure out how to get to Sherlock. At some point, I would think that they're going to check the spike tile in the swamp cave because it's kind of close to here.
Still no.
Yeah, not right now, at least. Now, here's the red dragon. Is she going to go for it? She will take a swing. Okay.
J-Man's finally found the tablet cave.
Yeah, with 98 defense.
Or maybe J-Man already found the tablet cave and he just went back in again.
I don't think he ever did. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, because we don't have the flute marked off for him. The flute is in here.
Oh, he cast outside.
So
he got lost.
He also doesn't really need to be in here. There's nothing he can find that's useful. Like, unless you really want the flute so you can go fight the golem for your grind, right? Just to see if the flute is here. I mean, I guess it'll work out for him if he ends up fighting golems. But really, like, you don't need to spend this time exploring this dungeon right now because you're not getting experience while you're in here.
If I was
just nothing
grinding
in here that you need to finish the game.
Grinding golems right now, I don't think I'd even use the flute. With the amount of hit points that you have, it's almost faster.
Yeah, I agree, because it does cast stop spell and hurt sometimes too, so. Yeah, and he gets the flute, so. Task accomplished.
Oh, he also hasn't beat the Hawksness Spike, so he did not have the Death Necklace yet. So he was maybe looking for that. And
just
there's the front door of Sherlock.
Oh, okay. And where was he? Just north of... It's
right
north
there.
of Tablet Cave. I don't know how Ursine didn't see this before.
What?
But she sees it now.
Everyone finds it at once.
All right.
What's going on?
He's going to go in to see like what sort of grind is going on in here. I think like I kind of like this play.
Ooh.
You get some intel that there are red dragons on the top floor. Not that big a deal because they have huge agility, but it's still, you know, something to make note of. It could cost you a heal more here and there.
I mean, if there are reds all the way down, it's going to be a taxing descent. And they still need a lot of attack power.
And they need a lot of hit points. I mean, if they get 60 more hit points, they can consider using the Death Necklace. But yeah. I think probably the biggest challenge of the seed, because mostly it's been a fairly easy seed. I think the most challenging thing is just the low HP.
Yep. 72 at level 13. That is not Death Necklace adjacent. Because they need 129 for the Death Necklace to be a viable choice on Dragon Lord, right?
That sounds about right. I mean, there's no rule against having, you know, 95 or 96 hit points either. But yeah, you like to have 97.
Straight to jail.
Right.
The red dragons pick you up.
J-Man's gonna go down. Maybe wants to scope out the second zone. He's getting experience along the way anyways. Doesn't seem to have a light source. We still don't have Radiant at level 13, among other things. Maybe doesn't have any torches. Gonna try and navigate through Sherlock in the dark. One of the more challenging things to do.
It looks like Ursine is going for that golem grind. She's headed over to Sherlock.
Yeah, now that she knows where the entry is to Sherlock Castle, she's already got the drop. She's got everything that you could want. All the equipment, all the accessories. So, time to just get some experience, and if the golem... She already knows the golem casts some pretty weak spells, so she's got the knowledge as well. I like this choice.
And there's greens in Hawksness, which is just bonus.
Yeah, you could just run around in here in theory, but unfortunately if you cast Repel to repel the weak monsters, you're also repelling green dragons right now. That's how strong their equipment is and their defense power. What is lacking, though, is the offensive power. And you can't really beat the Dragon Lord without enough offensive power. So we're going to be grinding away until we see those two stats that are in white, the strength and the HP. They got to at least get into the orange before we can entertain going to fight the Dragon Lord. Right now, they're both just too low.
Ooh. The golem's not cooperating right now.
Yeah. I will be interested maybe after a few more golem fights to see what their percentages are. Maybe we'll just we'll let her tackle a few more of them first. But right now, it does seem a bit on the attack side. So maybe it's 25%, 25%. Or maybe it's 25 stop and 50 hurt and something like that.
You'd
So
have
where
burned
most of the time it's attacking.
half of her MP there
Now,
on
she
one
does have the
golem.
flute, so another option right now when your attack power is not that high and it's going to take like 6 or 7 hits to kill one, you might want to use that flute because you can get a whole bunch of attacks in a row in sometimes while it's asleep. The downside, of
Yeah.
course, is it takes a long time to listen to the flute play its music every time, and you're just like sitting there playing the
Oof.
flute and, you know, not doing anything.
That's another hot garbage level. 1 attack power.
That is a ton of agility and defense power that they have now, though.
True.
Very close to actually defense breaking armored knights, which would happen. I guess you'd need about 8 more agility points for that, but I mean it's not impossible. But for now, and of note, she'll never be able to defense break the golem. Unfortunately, they're just too strong.
This
But
golem is being much nicer.
another 255. So the next number she'll be aiming for is at 7,500 points. That would be level 15, and so 6 more golem fights would be just short of doing that. She would need to fight, you know, a magician or something in between. And here's some stats. So it is 25 and 25 for the spell. So we're seeing stop spell and hurt here and there, but really it's like mostly attack, unfortunately. Yeah,
Yep.
so that's interesting.
So that
And the way the AI works, by the way, is that it rolls first for the first spell, so 25% to cast stop spell, and if not, then it's another 25% check on afterwards for the hurt spell. And if failing both of those checks, then it attacks. So that's how it works.
about 40% garbage spell, 60% smash in the face.
Is that what it works out to? So it's something like that, yeah.
In that range.
So 25% of 75% would be like, you know, whatever that number is, added to the other 25%.
I'm sure chat will update us with the math immediately.
All right, but more golems are falling victim to Ursine's sword, and so 4 more golems plus a tiny monster would be the next level up, which hopefully is better than that previous one.
Yeah, they're cooperating a little bit more now. And it looks like Jman's going to peek at the spike, which is an armored knight.
So interestingly, Jman does have knowledge now of all the zones throughout Sherlock Castle, can judge, you know, how much more than the bare minimum he wants to attempt to dive. He knows now what's on the spike tile and what sort of abilities it has, which seems to be not much. And he got some experience during that dive. Unfortunately,
It's really
it doesn't really gain you as much experience as if you were on a spike tile. As we can see now, Ursine's actually widened the lead to about 1,400 points while Jman was doing that dive. So I'll be interested to see if he goes back in there or if he wants to go ahead and fight some golems now.
Yeah, over the past 7 or so minutes, Ursine's been getting about 400 experience a minute, and Jman's only gotten about 200 experience a minute.
Yeah, I heard that there's some charts and graphs once in a while that that we can see for this.
Yeah, I got it open over here.
So it'll be cool if anybody is actually part of the community, is in the Discord. Some statistics like that will be probably displayed afterwards. It's always fun. I'm amazed at how you're able to do that.
It's fun. The way I compare it to is when I'm watching a baseball game, I, keep score the old-fashioned way with the diamond and all that. This is sort of that for Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty interesting. It makes for some interesting analysis afterwards. But yeah, right now she is widening the lead. It's about a 2,000 point lead now, and she's managed on almost like no resources here. A couple of extra kills. Using the flute strat, probably trying to eke out this last one before the level up, using the flute here and there. If she could just walk around in the desert and pick up a quick green dragon or something. Or, like, how do you get the last 6 experience? Well, it's going to be another golem, apparently.
Smash additional golem.
And this golem on J-Man's screen will get him to 14, assuming he survives this battle as well. So dual golem grinds. Ursine has a bit of an advantage here. Probably, if you were saying it's about 400 points per minute, we're looking at about a 5-minute lead.
Yeah, in that range.
So anytime you have about a 5-minute lead in a race, it could all come down to a failed dive. So, the race is not over yet. They're still trying to get through Sherlock and actually fighting the Dragon Lord. So anytime that doesn't go well, it could cost you 7 or 8 minutes, and the other player can take the lead. So we'll see how things go.
And here's our level, if she can defeat the Druid. And she does! Amazing.
All right, well, we got 2 more power, so that's not going to get it done. 8 hit points is not enough either. Both of those stats are still in the white. So we have more golem corpses in our future, most likely, for Ursine.
I believe there are many more golems in our future. I'm still surprised nobody checked the swamp spike. Unless somebody did and we didn't see it.
Yeah, it's also possible that it's just not anywhere near a town or something. Because if it is, you definitely it would be good to know.
It's right next to...
If it's like an Axonite grind or something, if it's right next to a town.
It is. There's a town right there. So
near Swamp Cave? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Was it a golem? Okay. That would make sense if it was also a golem.
All right, maybe somebody checked it already. Okay.
It's sure hard to see where they're going.
Somebody in chat probably has the definitive answer, even if we haven't seen it. I like how there's green dragons along the way, too. It's just like bonus XP. She's not casting Repel, just picking up some of these monsters en route here.
Golem it is. Okay.
Alright, so now that she's back to the spike, we have a more reasonable lead here to look at. It's about 1,700 points. Anytime they take a death or they make a trip to the inn, the other person will catch up a little bit. But now they both have plenty of resources. They're both on the same grind. It's about a 1,700 point lead, which is about 4 minutes.
Yep, just beating up golems, so...
Yeah, this is a good time to mention. This tournament is going to be broadcast on 3 different networks, I believe. So if schedules are full here at RPG Limit Break with other races and other events, then some additional tournament action can be seen on Randomania, as well as Speed Gaming, I believe, this time around. So there are some links for if anybody is interested in a particular matchup, they want to see a certain runner, and when that's going to happen. The schedules are being updated there as people schedule their races. The entire first round is supposed to be over with this week, starting, basically last night or this morning or whatever, and going through, I believe, Sunday. And then those people that got a first round bye will be back in action next week with their first race, which is technically round 2 of the double elimination tournament. So
we got a question in chat about what a spike is. And a spike, both here and in the Final Fantasy I randomizer, is a spot on the map that is a guaranteed encounter, and it's almost always the same encounter in most games. So in this case, there's a spot with a golem on it. You can just go back and fight golems all day long. I don't know why it's called a spike, though.
I don't know either, actually. And it probably is called a couple of other things as well. In Dragon Warrior Randomizer, in the Randomizer, there are 3 spike tiles. There's this one guarding Hawksness. There's also one guarding the Princess area in the Swamp Cave. And that one in Randomizer is made to be repeatable like this, whereas in the original game, you fight a green dragon, but then once you defeat it, it's just gone forever. But it's made to be repeatable in Randomizer in order to have another grind option. There's also that mini boss guarding the route to the Dragon Lord, which is, I believe that in the original game, that's a similar spot as what was guarding the town of Cantlin. Since they don't have that in Randomizer, that has been moved to be in front of the Dragon Lord. So that's a required fight. If you run away from that fight, you get backed up a step. So you have to walk through there in order to get to the Dragon Lord.
So also somebody's asking what level they're going for, and that is one of the most fun parts of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer. You don't know when you go into the siege. You might be looking for level 13, you might be looking for level 20. If Zarnax rolled the siege, I'd be looking for level 25. All comes down to what will actually beat the Dragon Lord. That's
Yeah.
a factor of your hit points, your magic points, your attack, and to some degree your agility for actually getting down there.
Yep. I mean, we could dive into a little bit of math since we're sitting here watching the grind. So the attack power is probably the most important thing to look at. That's based mostly on your strength score, plus your 40-point bonus for the sword and 2 more for the ring. So you got the 115 down there. So what happens is, based on the formula, Dragon Lord has something like 200 agility for 100 defense. So you take the attack power and minus off the defense, and you get 15. And then you cut that in half, round down, gives you 7. Cutting it in half and round down again gives you 3. So right now, she would be doing 3 to 7 points of damage on every attack. And so what you do is you figure that out for whatever your attack number is. And then you know that the Dragon Lord and Randomizer has anywhere from 150 to 165 hit points. And so you try and approximate, well, how many swings am I going to have to swing in order to actually do that much damage? So that means how many turns will I need in order to heal myself up every time. So we also have the MP, kind of goes hand in hand with the attack power. Right now, the MP has creeped up into the orange. We have 73 MP, which is enough to cast Heal More 9 times. But right now, 3 to 7 damage, you're not doing enough in 11 turns in order to get that done. So we need more strength, basically, and you don't need as much strength if you get a lot more MP, but you kind of need a little bit of both in order to win. At the same time, we also need the hit points, right, Asmati?
Yeah. There's also a new factor in this latest version of the randomizer, which is that you can throw torches at monsters. You can throw fairy water at monsters, including the Dragon Lord. And fairy water might indeed be more damage than you're doing. So if you stack your inventory full of them, you can. Oh god, is that 0 strength? Oh no. Anyways, if you get fairy waters, you can kick off the Dragon Lord fight with a bunch of extra damage, which can bring it down a little bit.
So 108 agility is going to help for the dive for sure. And if they end up, remember with the new tournament flag set, or the standard flag set now, you can cast Repel in dungeons. So we're in a situation here where you can actually cast Repel and see almost no monsters all the way through the castle in order to get to the Dragon Lords. So that's a little bit of a factor to keep in the back of the mind as well. Now, Jman knows what's in every zone, so if it's full of Armored Knights and Red Dragons, well, you're not repelling those. But you are repelling almost everything else at this point. So if you have a little bit of extra MP to spare in order to cast Repel a couple of times, it could speed up your dive through Sherlock. So that's another new feature, as well as, like you said, the ability of 9 to 16 damage with the Fairy Water is always an option as well. Fairy Water can be purchased in the towns of Breckenary and in Cantlin, both of which are fairly accessible on this map.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of whether they get that, 20 strength level, or whether it just ticks up slowly. But boy, we're going to be fighting a lot of golems. Smash those golems.
This does seem like a seed, though, where you want to be going on a borderline level, because you have so much agility that you should be running from almost all monsters. All the Sherlock monsters that we've seen are fairly tame. They have weak abilities. The Red Dragon just has no abilities, which is kind of neutral. There's not a really strong monster with sleep, for example, that we've seen. So you can expect to probably make it through this dive with full resources.
So something I find interesting, Ursine's really keeping up the experience push. She's staying around 400 XP per minute throughout this whole grind, which is giving her a bigger edge on J-Man right now. Not sure what she's doing differently, but she's doing it right.
I haven't been watching closely enough. I don't know if J-Man's maybe using flute strats, which sometimes can slow things down a little bit. It's sort of situational. It depends.
Yep.
he also took that detour through Sherlock at one point. That's what put him about 2,000 behind. But yeah, since then she has widened it a little bit further. Yeah, interesting. So some of it just comes to execution, menuing, efficiency, that sort of thing. Oh, Ursine now is using flute strats at the end here to try and eke out a few extra battles, because 12,000 is the number that you want to get to. So it's 3.5 more golems about. So if they can all stay asleep for her, then she won't need any more MP.
That's true. Until she has to grind level 18. Which might be coming.
That's certainly possible. Although once the numbers start getting high like this, you feel like the next one can easily be the one somehow, and so you're like, you really want to get the level before taking the death warp or before taking the trip to the inn. It could save you like a full minute sometimes, because by the time you walk all the way back to the spike tile to do just like one more battle, and then okay, well now it's time to go fight the Dragon Lord, so now I have to go back to the inn again and prepare for the dive. So
Boy, they are really cooperating here.
Yeah, they're staying asleep for her pretty nicely. I think I would just go ahead and use the flute again if that's the strategy. Like, why stop using the flute? But wait, I guess she was only 1 or 2 hits away, so. And using the last 3 MP for the regular heal, so she really wants these last 2 battles before taking the death warp, and I really like the idea here.
Go for broke.
Yeah, because if it does happen to be the big gainer, like you said, all of a sudden you get the 20 strength and the 20, you got your HP. I just noticed you had a massive HP gain between 15 and 16.
Yep, that was the 30 HP gain. Big.
Yeah, the other thing that could happen is if you get like another 20 HP on this level, then all of a sudden Death Necklace is in play, and you're really not that far away anymore, because you had a lot of MP on that last level up as well. We see that MP is in the 90s on level 16, so if you get Death Necklace in play now, you're almost there.
Oh, look at this. She's getting the
some fairy water.
Scorpion for the level. Oh, no, too short. Oh,
it just goes right back to the golem. Wow, that's bold. There's no red slime in the area.
Yeah, she's gotten 3 golems and a scorpion on
flute
3
strats,
MP.
That's the one thing about the flute strats, is it really is good on the resource usage, which means you don't have to take as many trips to the end. So some people knock the use of the flute, but look at how well it's working here. That golem is taking a long nap.
Here we go, and it's another big disappointment. Bum. Oh,
I feel like you are a few seconds ahead of me somehow, but I just got that news. That is not enough power, and it wasn't enough HP to consider using the Death Necklace either. So we're definitely going to 18, although I'm starting to feel like 18 could be the one. So I wonder if either of them would consider now starting to maybe fight your way down through Sherlock to get the last level in Sherlock, because you have 105 defense power. So you could like pick off enemies and like really never take any damage along the way. And you could run from whatever enemy you felt like running from with 110 agility. It's definitely getting to the point where you might want to consider that soon, because Death Necklace usage could be around the corner. You could have a big strength gain at any time. A lot of seeds don't go really past level 18 anyways. We'll see. So, once she takes this death, I'm kind of curious if she's going to do something.
I think that's a real tough call. Because, your defense breaking everything. Well, let's see what she does.
We know all the enemies have weak abilities. I feel like this is absolutely the perfect time to go into Sherlock and fight your way down for the last level. And if it turns out to not be the last level, well, nothing's going to kill you in there. You just hang out and like fight the mini-boss over and over.
Oh, she's going for Sherlock.
Yeah, this is the play, I think.
Yeah,
I think that technically 105 is not defense breaking the Armored Knight. There's a weird quirk where even though it's 105 for its stat, I think you need 106 to break it for some reason. I'm kind of remembering that. So you can't just fight the mini-boss right now, but there's plenty of other monsters down there that you could just be like walking back and forth in the desert on the bottom floor and just fighting monsters without taking any damage. So yeah, even if you needed 16. A couple of levels, I think going in is fine. I like the player sign with the aggressive approach here. First one into Sherlock in terms of going for game here.
Jman casts Return to go back to Garanham. That's interesting. I wonder if he's going to go for
Fighting his
Sherlock
way down maybe
also,
as well, yeah.
hoping it's
Well, he
level
was down to 1
17.
MP anyways, so yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll see what when he takes the turn out of here. It would be interesting. If he fights his way down, well, we know that 17 is kind of a dud, but again, like, he could just stay there. I don't think that it would matter that much. You're almost invincible right now.
Nope, he's going back to Golem Country.
Okay. Okay, so we have Ursine fighting her way down. Now, yeah, see, the Armored Knight here is not broken. So you are taking some damage from those, and you could run from those like a lot easier than you normally would be able to. As well as the red dragons that we know are in here.
Yeah, picking off an Axe Knight for a little more.
Yeah, Axe Knights are broken. It's a beautiful thing when you see an Axe Knight do like 1 or 2 damage to you, and they're worth so much. You could just take 2 swings and take them out. It's great.
So it's 14,250 for level 18 for Ursine, so she needs another 1,300 on the way down.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to run first try from the red dragon. Gets away second try. I would probably consider using some herbs. You don't want to be just walking around with in the 30s for HP, just in case you do run into another red dragon. And she probably did not know about the wizard having hurt more. I don't think we'd seen that yet. So not healing in any way. I'm not sure about this. I would either use the herbs or just go ahead and pop a heal more. You might not need all the heal mores depending on the level up.
Yeah.
But no,
That's
just tries to heal walk it out. You get 1 step for every, or 1 HP for every step while Erdrick's armor is equipped. So we just call that heal walking, but just didn't get far enough along, hadn't healed enough. So what now? Are we going back to fight more golems?
Or it might be enough to send her back south, and it is.
Yeah, see, because I don't think she had seen what was in any of those zones, right? She hadn't been in there yet, and now all of a sudden you see red dragons and armored knights both in the top zone, so it's like, this is a little worse than I thought it might be.
The funny thing is, J-Man at level 13 had a pretty easy time getting down to the basement, and she doesn't get past the 2nd floor.
Yeah, at the time he was using all his magic as well, though. She was trying to save it all. I think she could have healed a little bit there, but yeah, I mean, you really don't want to at that point. It's just like, well, if I die, I'll just go fight more golems, I guess. It's only 4 more golems, or 5 more golems here for level 18, so she should be able to do this pretty quickly. And even with that little detour, still maintaining a 2,500 point lead here.
Very true. So a lot of this might come down to who the red dragons are kinder to on the way down. Although at least nobody's got sleep or something horrible. We think.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
At least nobody has sleep on the way down.
Right. I think that's why I thought it was a great opportunity to maybe try for the level on the way. She just wasn't getting the right encounters, unfortunately. Yeah, wizards having hurt more, that was a little bit of a surprise to me as well, because that's an enemy you love seeing usually in Sherlock while you're getting a few more experience, but not this time. So just 3 golems away for Ursine and 2 golems away for 4 more golems for J-Man to get 17.
And it looks like yeah, she needs 6 more. Oh no, 3 more now.
This started out as kind of a fast seed, right? And all of a sudden now we're almost an hour and a half in because it's just so many levels that they ended up needing, which happens sometimes. They were kind of in grind and go at like level 12 or 13, and it was like, well, now we just need all these levels. But doesn't always work out that way. It's just kind of whatever the seed delivers. But they started off with the nice strength score. They had access to keys. There was Garanham right there. You were able to get the sword. I mean, this was kind of a quick start, but...
And so they both took such different paths through that early part of the seed and came back together at sort of the same spot.
Yeah. Oh, the sword being in the back of Garanham was absolutely huge for Ursine, because I don't think that she was planning on resetting for the flame sword.
Alright, we're going to get 18 around the corner. Let's see how it is. That should be... Oof. Oh, with the HP, yes, that's plenty. Holy cow. That is a massive level.
All right, what did we get exactly here? So we have
Everything.
Death Necklace HP. Oh, there's quite a bit of attack power as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, this is
got...
clear go time. I mean, if you wanted to put the Death Necklace on, it's just an absolute just beating. So,
yeah,
I think you have about 3 or 4
it.
extra heal mores here to work with. So, good stuff. Time to stock up on herbs and torches here, and it's go time for Ursine. She should probably be running from all battles from here on out just to save time. She should consider also casting Repel to get through Sherlock a little bit faster than normal. Let's see, you have about 5 spare MP to work with if you want to cast Repel a couple of times. So, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so again, for the people who are wondering how we got that math out, attack power, you want to be around 130, you want to be a little higher. And if you have the Death Necklace and you've got at least 130 HP, you can put the Death Necklace on for a bonus 10 attack power, which would bring Ursine up to 137, which is really good. If you have less than 130 HP and you put on the Death Necklace, it's cursed, so you lose a bunch of your maximum HP, and if you lose too many maximum HP, then you're just going to die to the Dragon Lord, which is bad.
Yep, well said, well said. But right now, it is definitely a tool in the toolbox. You are definitely considering using the Death Necklace in this situation. I think that it's probably not completely required. She could probably win the fight without it, but it would be closer and it would take longer. So you might as well just throw it on when you're in front of the Dragon Lord and just go to town here. Going to use one of the torches instead of using 2 MP for Radiant. She can use that MP to cast Repel if she feels like it, unless she wants to save that in case she needs it for the mini boss battle, let's say. Or, you know, there's a spare heal. You can cast heal one time during the Dragon Lord 1 fight, for example. So right now it looks like she's choosing not to repel, unless she's using fairy water instead and I missed it.
So meanwhile, J-Man's down to 5 more golems to get to level 18. And then he can join us in Sherlock Town.
This is a pretty good run, so yeah, chat's mentioning that she did have some fairy water in the inventory, which is this is a perfect use, since she won't really need it for the Dragon Lord 2 fight if she's going to use the Death Necklace, because at 137 attack power, you're doing 9 to 18 damage with your sword, so 9 to 16 from the fairy water becomes a bit obsolete at that point, so you might as well use the fairy water for repelling purposes, and now she's going to actually cast Repel, so very nice job by Ursine here in the end game.
Yeah, I think both these runners have played this seed very well. It's going to come down to a couple minutes, really. Just one extra
and remember,
level
guys,
of
it's
grind.
double elimination, so whoever is not victorious here, they're not out of the tournament just yet. They'll go into a separate portion of the brackets to face whoever gets beat in their opening match at a later. I don't know if that will happen next week. I guess probably the first round in the losers bracket is next week, I would think. So
yes, it'll coincide with round 2 of the normal bracket.
Ah, right, okay. Well, here's a red dragon for Ursine. Not able to run the first try, but heavy favorite to run with 117 agility, so second try's a charm. Has all the resources. Green dragon just wants to stop the spell. That's never going to land when you have Erdrick's armor equipped.
J-Man just one more
knight,
golem.
which is interesting because she had 5 spare MP, so she could have cast Hurt More here without losing a heal more. But I mean, MP is just not an issue. She has like a lot of extra. Yeah, she's just gonna chop this guy down anyways. So here we go. It's on to the Dragon Lord. Use 1 or 2 herbs here, no problem. We'll see if she wants to equip the Death Necklace.
And she does.
And there it is. Thy body is being squeezed, thou art cursed.
Alright, it's time for some Dragon Lord, everybody's favorite counting game.
Just making extra sure about her stats there. At 108 defense power, I'm going to guesstimate that the strongest physical attack from Dragonlord is only about 43 damage, which is absolutely fantastic. So it might be 42 or 43. And she'll use some herbs here to just try to get into the next phase here with full HP. Has a couple more to work with, hoping to see a stop spell cast by the Dragonlord 1. It's right now spamming the hurt more, unfortunately. And sometimes it will physically attack, which right now it's actually defense broken with all this equipment. And there it is. So the weak attack by the Dragonlord 1. And she'll enter phase 2 with 99 hit points.
Yeah, she's looking pretty good to win this fight.
Starting with a 10, remember her range is 9 to 18, so that's a little on the low side. And follows up with a 9, so not rolling real well, but should have like 3 or 4 extra heal mores to spare here. So I can't even imagine how bad the luck would
There's
have
a
to be to
17.
not get there. Yeah.
It would have to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Jman now beginning his walk to Sherlock. So if somehow the luck did pan out,
Yeah, he's got 18, so he
close.
didn't try to fight his way down either, because he already knew what was in all the zones. He probably realized that that wasn't going to be a great option for him, so went straight to 18 on his grind, and now he's heading to Sherlock. And Ursine is halfway through her Dragonlord fight.
Just a few more swings of the sword at Mr. Dragonlord. We got people counting in chat. Those are some bad rolls. It has been unfair. I think she's still safe. No, 15, that's good. Yeah, she's well on the low side almost every swing. Owie. But we're almost there now.
Yeah, I think
she's
it's a sure
perfect.
thing. There's just so many heal mores to spare here. So just taking her time on each, you could tell, like, doesn't want to make a menuing mistake here. If you accidentally cast hurt more instead of heal more, or fight instead of spell, that is a recipe for disaster in a race like this. So
yes, it
can
is.
easily cost you 6 or 7 minutes. You can see what would happen is that J-Man now is already in Sherlock, and she would be behind. But nope, executes it perfectly. Congratulations to Ursinedasyure, your round 1 winner. Give her a big congrats, everybody. A very nice race. We'll get the official time in a moment. Looks like 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 43 seconds on a well-run race. And she has agreed to pop in here for a quick interview, so we'll be looking forward to that while we watch J-Man finish it out here. Loving all the emotes and the GGs flooding the chat. Good to see everybody supporting the runners here. Again, give them a follow if you enjoy this game. They are both excellent runners and play this game fairly often from time to time. And they'll be continuing on in the tournament next week, one way or the other.
Yeah, I think so. Ursine gets the privilege of playing Smashy, our tracker for this race.
Yes, she does. That will be a fun round 2 matchup to watch coming sometime next week. And J-Man is just running from every encounter as you typically would with stats like this.
As you should.
And not casting Repel, seeing some green dragons pop up, so Just kind of taking the encounters and running from them. Conserving whatever MP. He knows about the spike tile, so maybe he wants the 109 MP so that he can cast 1 hurt more without losing a heal more on that spike tile armored knight. Kind of
Yeah, that
feeling
would
like that's the plan
work.
for him because he has that knowledge.
Just almost the spike tile. Oh, a red dragon. Get out of here, red dragon. Your job was an hour ago.
It's always funny in seeds like this how you watch the progression where red dragons are such a nuisance like in the first half of the seed. They're like pretty much you can't run from them, you can't beat them, they're sending you home. And then at the end you're just like destroying them. So
Yep, unless you get one of those wombo combo red dragons with sweep
yeah,
and breath
sometimes
and
they're extra nasty. So here we go. Are we gonna see a hurt more from J-Man? Here we
are.
go. So saving that 5 extra MP and gets the max roll 65 damage. He's going to follow it up with an attack with Erdrick's Sword, and down it goes. Very nice. Pop an herb real quick and just go ahead and fight the Dragon Lord here.
How about a red dragon first?
Blocked in front.
And here we go. So he's going to
And will
start
we
his
see
deal
Death
1.
Necklace? No. There is another thing where people have been using the Death Necklace during the Dragon Lord 1 fight. So we'll see if he uses that option here. Not yet. Right now, he's just going without.
Yeah, looks like he's not going to use it.
And congratulations to Ursinedasyure. On to round 2 in the winner's bracket.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy. I think I played that well, and yeah, I felt so rusty going into this, so I'm just glad to at least make it to the winner's bracket once.
Yeah, you
very
played a good seed.
It didn't seem too rusty to me. We were both commenting on how it seemed very well played. The probably the most tricky part was the very beginning of the seed. Now, what did you you know, you had the extra key and there was the potential for the level 1 gold grind, but I think just the order that you opened the chests, you ended up with more of a torch grind in the beginning, and then you did find Garenham right away, which had a flame sword. If you hadn't found Erdrick's sword back there, were you planning to reset to try for the flame sword, or what was your thought there?
To be honest, I hadn't thought past that, so.
Well, it was just, I know there was like a bunch of chests to open right away, and the last one there in the back had the Erdrick sword. That must have just been like, oh, this is fantastic.
Quickly finding armor within like 10 minutes of that too. It was a good start.
Yeah, and you had the armor a lot earlier than J-Man because he decided to go west and north instead of east to Rimmelder Town.
Yeah, that may have made some of the difference here. It was actually a pretty close race throughout. He's actually about to wrap up his Dragon Lord fight right now. But you did wrap everything up just a little bit quicker. You were always just one step ahead with exploration, it seemed like, which, you know, that's the name of the game. And some of these quick seeds where you're starting off real strong, you got to go find everything as quick as you can. You did a good job of that.
Thank you. Yeah, I was pretty happy with my routing. I know I got lost on the second continent some because I hadn't found Sherlock at that point in time, but I was grinding green monsters to green dragons, so I was like, we'll just keep going.
Yeah, you just mushed those dragons a lot, which was a nice grind. And then you decided to go to Golem Country for a very long time.
Yeah, it was a long time. Did J-Man check Swamp Cave?
Also a golem.
That's what we were told in chat. I missed if he actually checked it, but maybe he did. So yeah, it's interesting that it wasn't any difference if you had gone over there. Both golems. What do you think was the challenge in this seed? We were kind of speculating for a while there. You just didn't really have the hit points. So whenever you happen to run into a red dragon or something, it was just like you couldn't survive 2 hits.
Yeah, I would say hit points and magic points, because even if we didn't have a lot of heal mores for a long time either. We got strength pretty early on, so we didn't need the later hurt more. And we also didn't have heal. That was rough. So you either had to use your herbs or heal more.
And J-Man is finishing up the seed now. Beating the Dragon Lord with a whole 8 magic points to spare. Totally safe, not scary at all.
Not too shabby. So official time for J-Man, 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 28 seconds, less than 7 minutes behind. So that was actually quite a competitive race. Well done by both runners. Again, follow both of the runners. Their individual channels. They're going to be continuing on in the tournament. And we'll see if J-Man wants to pop in here for a few words before we wrap it up. Be interested to hear his thoughts, especially on the beginning portions. And I just oh wait, okay, J-Man, welcome.
I'm sorry to make you all have to watch 30 minutes of golem grinding.
It was a very enjoyable golem grind. I don't know what you're talking about.
So congrats on a well-run race from you. It was actually pretty close throughout, and just fell a little bit on the wrong end of it this time.
Happens all the time.
Good game, J-Man.
Good game, yeah, well done. I definitely thought I was not the favorite coming into this, even though technically I had the higher seed. I was really sure I was the underdog here.
I felt the same. I felt I was so rusty. I haven't really actually finished a seed in like 2 months. So.
Well, we got our leveling practice here, that's for sure.
J-Man, I'll ask you the same question that I asked Ursine before. I think that the tricky part of the seed was in the very beginning, right? So you had the extra key, and I think the way that you played it, you ended up using your key and not saving any keys for a while. You did start with gold, so it was possible to just go buy more keys. But you ended
once
up
I
using
found them,
yours.
yep.
But you did end up with the flame sword, which was nice.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those risk-reward things, and after I'd taken all the gold out and saw the town, got the flame sword, I really couldn't go back at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It was interesting because since you didn't have keys, you didn't find out till later. That first town, right through that door was Erdrick's sword. So that's how Ursine got started. She just had a bunch of extra keys. Didn't end up with the level 1 grind for the money, so couldn't get the flame sword. But when she just went back there, it just happened to be Erdrick's sword. So it was interesting that what ended up looking like it was going to be great for you, that at the end it just turned out that you just had to get keys somewhere. And I don't think it was too hard for you to find keys, but
I found them fairly early in one of the caves.
Yeah, there's one in the grave or mountain cave, I think.
I think mountain cave, because right before I got it, I met the first of many red dragons in this seed that sent me back home.
They were meanies. But yeah, you two both had a pretty close race for most of the middle section. I think a whole lot of time you were like 100 experience back and forth of the difference from each other. It was a very fun race.
That's what's good. That's middle seeds are good for. We're well matched against each other.
So have you studied the brackets closely enough, J-Man, to figure out who are your potential matchups next week?
I'll be honest, I kind of looked at what the matchups would have been had I won today, but yeah. I have not checked in the bottom bracket yet.
That's the one that I know as well, and now I'm realizing, wait, I'm not really sure who you're going to be playing next. So, of course, there haven't been many races run yet in this round, so whoever it is, they still have to play their round 1, and so whoever doesn't end up winning that one, you'll end up facing one of those runners. But for the life of me, I don't know who exactly that is. I think if we studied the bracket, we probably could figure it out. But yeah, definitely a nice race from you. Anything you wish you had done differently after, like, once you got started and things were moving? It seemed like it was just a matter of exploring and then just trying not to get killed by red dragons along the way.
That's pretty much most seeds you can sum up that way. But yeah, definitely it was, I was having a little bit of trouble. Like I've told other people that since the new version has come out, the maps are a lot more difficult to just go off of memory.
That's a really good point. I don't remember if the previous last summer used this map generation. I don't remember when that came into effect, version 2.1 or 2.2. But yeah, the maps are definitely very tricky now. A lot of rivers and bridges and windy paths.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's a
think
lot
I
of
came
fun.
in as soon as they also added in the ability for like the sword and the armor to be inside Sherlock. I think that's when I remember it started to be a lot harder to remember maps off without trying to write anything down.
Yeah, I think that sounds correct.
So do you draw maps at all, J-Man, while you're running, or are you just trying to remember?
I don't draw anything, and that's what kind of bites me in the tail every once in a while.
Yeah. I'm actually amazed at the people that are actually able to draw maps while they're playing, like without losing time. Like anytime I've tried to draw maps, you'll see me just sitting in one spot. Like it's like, what's he doing? He's just sitting there. He's busy drawing.
Exactly.
It's like I don't know. People that can do both at the same time, it's actually an impressive skill.
Yeah, I'm definitely a non-mapper too. Tilo is, and I'm like, I can't understand that. But I actually find the new generation of maps easier because I think the rivers help me. So it's funny how it helps different people.
Oh, interesting. Gives you some reference points, and be able to recognize where you are a little easier. That's interesting.
Yeah, I enjoy drawing some very poor maps with letters on them and places.
So Zarnax in chat has updated us with some bracket knowledge. Looks like Monsieur Slime and Garion, and then we have Cyberdark 86 and Neomech. And one of those players will be J-Man's next opponent.
Yeah, it looks like I get a bye next week, apparently.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it looks like that is correct.
Hey, I'll take a free win anywhere I can get it, I guess.
You have a bye. Yeah, so that's it's funny when you see how double elimination brackets are set up, especially when we start them with people with buys. Like, it's really a mess to actually follow the whole thing through. There's so many brackets. That's fun. It's gonna be great. We're just getting started. It's gonna be a fantastic tournament. So, any final thoughts for the runners before we let you guys go?
I just want to say thanks to you guys doing the commentary, the tracking, and the restreaming. It always makes this fun to watch.
Hi, yeah, thank you, and good game, J-Man, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Yep, well played. See you hopefully down the road when we meet up again. Maybe if I stick around.
Well, GG's to both of you. It was a very fun race to watch and commentate, and very close throughout.
I agree. GG to the runners. Special thanks to Restreamer CD Improv and our tracker Smashy for this evening. I think we're about to wrap it up. We're probably going to send us over to Random Mania 2, everyone. There's another race tonight, and it's in the early stages right now. So sit tight while we raid that channel. We'll be heading over there just in a minute or so. Final thoughts, Osmati?
I think this was a very close race, and boy, was Ursine lucky that sword was in the bottom of Garanham. That was a really, really interesting twist and turn.
Yeah,
But it made
just
for a
shows you
good race.
how exploration just can sway things one way or the other. It's one of the fun parts of the game, and it shows you how deep this field is, how we're going to have these competitive races even starting in round 1. So it's
Oh yeah,
anything
looking
can
at the
happen in this
entire
tournament.
field, like we've got 20 people that could win the whole thing, to be honest. There's a lot of very good racers.
All right, and we're heading over there now, guys. So